Hey guys, this is a kind of weird little video that I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys in. First off, thank you guys so much for the 600,000 subscribers. It's so crazy. It really is. It means the world to me. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. You guys are wonderful and incredible. Thank you guys so much. For the 600,000, I kind of wanted to make a video where you guys kind of get to know me more. Don't worry, I'm working on an animal video right now as we speak. It'll be up the day after this one posts, so you only have to deal with a me video for one day. But I felt like it was suiting because I went a week without uploading and people were really curious again why I wasn't uploading and where I was and things like that. And it kind of just made me realize a lot of you don't know much about me. You just know about my animals. So I wanted to make this video where you kind of got to know me. It's way too hot in here to be wearing a jacket. This is going to be basically a summary of my life. I promise it's all relevant to why I'm here and why I made this YouTube channel. I kept trying to think of a fun video to post after not being here for a week, and no matter what cool or cute idea I came up with, I wanted this video to go up first. Basically, there's a lot about me that some of you guys probably don't know. We'll just start from the beginning. When I was 3, my appendix erupted. I know it happens to a lot of people, but when I was very young for it to happen. So when I was 3, my appendix burst. No clue why. The doctor said if I was even 15 minutes later to my surgery, it would have erupted inside of me and it could have killed me. That was just the first weird little medical problem I've ever had in my life, and if only that was the last, then everything would have been great. But my life is a constant struggle with medical problems. I don't like to advertise it that way, and for a while now I've kind of been trying to pretend like it's not. I've been trying to pretend like I'm not sick because I don't know, I've been feeling kind of lonely. I've been feeling kind of we'll just get to that later. I was trying to make friends, and I've been trying to be more outgoing and just put all of my I haven't been taking care of myself, basically. I've been focused too much on things I probably shouldn't have prioritized. After age 3, you know, if only things would have at age 3, if only that was the last of my problems, that would have been great. But no, it wasn't. Let's fast forward to 5th grade, because that's when things really got bad. I had a lot of medical problems throughout elementary school. I was in and out of school, but never was it bad enough to where I had to pull out of school or take any further action. I just missed a lot of school. I was absent a lot. When 5th grade came, I got extremely sick. I couldn't go down the hallways in school because the fluorescent lights would bother my eyes, would bug out my eyes. I'd get terrible migraines, and the migraines are where everything kind of started. I went to several neurologists, tried a million different medicines, none of them really worked. Then in addition to headaches, I started getting extremely bad stomach aches and was extremely dizzy all the time. It got to the point where I had to be enrolled in a program called Homebound, which was basically I was too sick to go to school, but I was still technically enrolled in public school, where the teacher would come to my house, bring me my work for the week, teach me anything I needed to know, leave, come back a week later, pick it up, drop off new work, and repeat. And then middle school came and it was hell. I survived about the first 2 weeks of 6th grade. The same problems just got too much for me and I couldn't go to school again. It got pulled out and got put on Homebound and all that stuff. 7th grade came and I decided I really wanted to try to make it, so I was enrolled in a different kind of Homebound program where basically I could go if I felt well, but if I missed more than 3 days in 1 week, then I'd be put on Homebound until the next week and then repeat. 7th grade is when it started to get really, really hard. On top of having all my physical problems, people started to doubt them. On the days I did feel good enough to go to school, I didn't just look like I was suffering, I looked physically fine. So teachers were my biggest bullies. They were jerks. I remember, I have several fun stories, but just one that I was gonna share right now was when in 7th grade, my home economics class, I had missed the first 2 weeks of a lesson, and then I showed up on the 3rd week of a lesson, and I raised my hand and I had a question about it because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the teacher was talking about because I hadn't been there for any of it. I asked the question and the teacher's like, well, if you would just suck it up like all these other kids, like she started turning red in the face, screaming at me because I didn't understand what she was talking about. And she's like, you see all these other kids, they get fevers, they get stomach aches, and they make the effort to come to school. It's not my fault that your parents baby you and let you stay home. And she was turning red in the face and all the kids were looking at me and like laughing and like, and that's when I decided I hated school. That I didn't even want to be there, even if I was good, you know, I felt good enough, I didn't even want to be there. but I was lonely because I was in 7th grade and I wanted friends, so I still made the effort to try to go to school, but ultimately failed again and got put on the, you know, permanent homebound where I was just at home for the whole year. This happened until senior year in high school, and that's when I decided to just do online school. I wasn't even gonna try the public school system again. I was just gonna go do it online. Like I said, I have plenty of fun stories about, you know, stuff that happened to me in high school and middle school. What happened in Sorry, one of my fish decided to try to jump out of the water. Anyway, I have plenty of fun stories about what happened through middle school and high school, but that's not the point of this discussion right now. We're not talking about that. That'll be another video, maybe on my vlog channel or something. Throughout my middle school and high school years, I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and that was it. Basically, celiac is an autoimmune disorder where my body attacks itself anytime I eat gluten. It's so sensitive that if I like go to Chipotle, they have to change their gloves and they can't touch anything with flour on it. You can't touch flour and then touch my food or it's gonna get me sick. So I'm extremely sensitive. But even going gluten-free didn't cure all my problems. I still had a lot of joint pain, muscle pain, body aches, extreme just pain and discomfort all around. So although celiac was diagnosed, I still didn't know what was ultimately wrong with me. I have seen every ologist that exists. I spent my life up until I was about 18 in and out of hospitals every week. Eventually my doctors here locally gave up on me and sent me to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota to get further treatment because basically they gave up on me. If any of you have seen the TV show House, like where they send patients where they don't know what's wrong with them, basically that's what happened to me. They sent me to the real house, which was the Mayo Clinic. I stayed there for about a week, and ultimately they confirmed my diagnosis of celiac, and they confirmed my suspicions of having ehlers-danlos syndrome and on the spectrum of complex regional pain syndrome. Basically, I have a cluster of things wrong with me. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder, which basically means I can dislocate my body very easily, I can hurt my body, I can get myself hurt very easily, basically. One time I woke up and thought I had a cold, so I went to the doctor and they found out I had shattered my clavicle in my sleep and that it had already started healing, and I didn't even know, because basically my body hurts all the time, so I'm used to it, so I didn't realize I had hurt myself. But I did. I bruise very easily. I just have a lot of problems. I can't do any high impact activity, like I can't go running and stuff like that. A lot of exercises I can't do. Complex regional pain syndrome basically just means a certain part of your body is hypersensitive, the pain receptors are all screwed up and everything hurts like hell. So that's fun, but like I said, I'm just on the spectrum for that. I don't have it full blown, so I don't have like a part of my body that's always aching and flared up. It's kind of comes and goes, and it's not that extreme. I'm just more sensitive to pain, but at the same time I feel pain a lot, so I don't really care. I'm hypersensitive to pain, but at the same time I'm like, you can do anything to me because I'm so used to things hurting that it's not any extra pain. Which sounds really dark, but I'm not meaning it in that way. I'm just saying, like when I got my tattoo, everyone's like, oh my god, tattoos hurt. I wasn't even the slightest bit uncomfortable. So I don't know if, you know, if that's relative, but anyway, that's basically my 3 problems is Ehlers-Danlos, celiac disease, and complex regional pain syndrome. I have Ehlers-Danlos type 3 for anyone that's familiar with the disease, so you know what I have. No one really believed me in middle school and high school that I was sick. All my friends just thought, you know, my parents let me stay home. If I have a little boo-boo or something, I scratch myself and they're like, oh, stay in bed, honey. Teachers tested me. I didn't really make any friends. Everyone thought I was just always ditching school, and no one really wanted to talk to me because I was the weird kid. And that's how I ended up on the internet. I made a Facebook account because I was lonely. I met people locally on Facebook. Everyone locally decided they didn't like me too much, so I deactivated my Facebook and made a Twitter. That was like 4 years ago. I've had my YouTube for a little over a year, but I never really started using it until about 9-10 months ago. But anyway, that's kind of how I ended up on the internet. This is where I make all my friends. This is why the internet is so important to me, is because I didn't get to experience all the things that normal teenagers get to experience. Like, I never went to dances, I never went to parties. My first party I ever went to was in California like 2 months ago. So I just don't do a lot of, I never really got to have much of a social life. Always have loved animals since day one when I was a baby. Like, when I was like 2 years old and I couldn't really understand accents that well, my mother and I would watch Crocodile Hunter, and she would translate what he was saying because I couldn't understand the Australian accent. So I've always adored animals like nothing else, and I've also always loved entertainment. I've loved entertaining people. I love bringing joy to other people's day. So to be able to find this niche for me where I could show my love of animals and entertain people, it's like no other. I'm so glad that you guys have accepted me into the community and embraced my channel and been so kind and loving and wonderful. With all of this, of course, has come some anxiety and depression issues. Since I was about 13, I've had pretty bad depression and anxiety, but I think I handle it really well. But basically that's why I sometimes don't post consistently. Like, I'll go from posting every other day to not posting for a week and a half. I just have bad weeks sometimes, whether it be mentally or physically. I just have a lot going on. I'm extra delicate, but also kind of not, because I've been through everything and still going strong. So it's a little bit of both. But basically that's a little bit more about my medical life. Basically that's a little bit more about the person you're watching. I tried to not put, you know, any sappy stories in this, just kind of give you the straight up facts. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for the 600,000 subscribers and for supporting me so much and being so kind. And I have seen some people say that I make really big deals out of, like, that I'm sick all the time and that I always go missing, like not post videos and then use some lame excuse of being sick again. And I just kind of wanted to get it clear with you guys that yeah, I'm actually a little sick, but I'm okay. I'm taking care of myself. I appreciate all the love and support, and thank you for the 600,000 subscribers. And I hope you like this next video I have coming up. It's with all of my animals. That'll be posted the day after this is posted, so that's fun. I guess I got in this weird funk for a while where I felt like talking about my illnesses on here too much would just get me viewed as like the sick girl or something, and that people really wouldn't want to be friends with me. I still have that like innate fear in me just from what it was like growing up, that people are going to judge me and that people are going to not approve of me and not like me, and I'm always worried about that. So I'm really bad at making friends, but I try my best. That's a whole nother issue. I'm really outgoing. I really love meeting people, but I'm also overwhelmingly anxious about the whole experience and kind of suck at making friends sometimes and keeping up communication. And that's another story. I don't even know why I'm getting into that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope that kind of gives you an insight as to why I ended up here and not at a normal job, having a normal life. Why I ended up talking about my 20 animals on YouTube. It all comes with nothing but good intentions though. I absolutely adore animals, and that's what I'm here hopefully to do, is to help you guys learn more about animals, develop a connection with animals you never really knew you had, and just to have a good time. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for all your support. And please don't worry about my illnesses. I just did this to inform people, not to have like a pity party. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and yeah, bye. Oh yeah, one more thing. You only have until July 31st to buy my back to school supplies merchandise. I'll put the link in the description, and like I kind of mentioned in this video, I'm making a vlog channel where I'll be talking about other things that aren't just about my animals and like big videos like that. I'll be making smaller videos on there that aren't like as nicely produced, and then I'll be doing vlogs and just videos that are more personal rather than about my animals. But I'll also have my animals on that channel too. It's been a few videos since I have shown Cheese, so people are speculating that he died. He's not dead, he's fine. I just turned on my fish light so I can show you guys Cheese. The tank is turned off right now just while I film because it's so loud, but there's Cheese. It won't focus, but I promise you he's there. Promise you he's there. He's just moldy because the lights are off. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Goodbye.